I didn't know what to do except to turn to God. It took surrendering everything. Um, just being like, okay, Lord, what I'm trying here is not working. And he just continuously provided for us.
Introducing the Branches in Business show, where you'll hear inspiring and uplifting interviews from Christian business owners serving the marketplace with their God-given gifts and shining the light of Jesus in the world through their business and testimony. Here, you'll be encouraged with powerful testimonies of business owners seeing God's hand in their lives and businesses, motivated to steward your business well for the glory of the Lord, and equipped with helpful tools, tips, and strategies to help your business continue to grow and get better. Hi, I'm Sarah Roberts, the host of the Branches in Business show. Well, Kari, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to get started with our first topic, which is tell us about your business and how your offers serve the marketplace.
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me. Such a joy to sit down with you. So, I'm a Christian business coach, and I help other women package the gifts, talents, skills that God has given them into an amazing coaching program that they love, that they're really proud of, and that they feel good authentically, getting out into the world and really helping transform others. So, just about being more of who God made them to be and who he's calling them to be.
I love it. That's so awesome and very needed, because often we feel like, oh, I have these talents, but we don't exactly know what to do with them. So that's so helpful to have someone who can help guide us as we figure out how to actually make that into something that can allow us to provide for our families. Yes. So how were you inspired to begin this business?
Oh, goodness, this could be a long story, but I'll try and be succinct.
Yeah.
So it actually started in 2012. I was diagnosed with cancer, and that was a really rough time. I was a young mom, 3 little kids, working full time, and my marriage was not doing well either. So just to make meaning out of everything, I was like, Lord, what is going on here? What do you want me to do with this? And he has always given me a heart of compassion and wanting to serve and help others. And I learned a lot through that cancer journey. And it was really difficult because I felt at that time I was looking for support. I went to the hospital support groups, and it was all, very much older women that I couldn't relate to, just in my season of motherhood and being so tired. And how do I do all this and still trying to work? So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make this for a person who is, if she is sick, if she's in bed, she can't go up to a support group, but she still needs that encouragement and the education. Because when I asked my doctor, why did I get cancer? He was like, you're young, you'll be fine. I was like, I'm not okay with that information. So I really set out on a journey to learn myself and then to help empower other moms. So that was how it started. Over the years, God's pivoted me to, well, I love learning. He's given me a heart for that too, but I added life coaching certifications, financial coaching certifications, and then now just to culmination of almost all of that is I'm helping other coaches really start or scale their own coaching business.
I love it. And like you said, the whole big life change moment that God turned into a beautiful story. So how have you seen, you shared a little bit about that previously, but how have you seen God's hand at work in your life and business?
Oh my goodness. It's been the most beautiful journey of trust and faith that I have ever gone through. So, back in the days when I was still doing the health coaching, that's also, and dealing with cancer and treatment and everything, that's also when my ex-husband decided that our marriage wasn't fun anymore, left me one day with a house in foreclosure and 3 little kids. And that opportunity obviously really pulled the rug out from underneath my feet. And I didn't know what to do except to turn to God. It took surrendering everything. Um, just being like, okay, Lord, what I'm trying here is not working. And he just continuously provided for us. I was working a full-time job and two part-time jobs and still not making enough to make ends meet to pay our mortgage. And I wasn't getting any help from my kid's dad. And going to church, like starting to actually be in the word, praying, like just building my faith. He was just so good to show up time and time again, where some days I didn't know if there was enough cereal, for the kids. And our house did go into foreclosure. It was a horrible, shameful experience. But he made a way for us to stay in that house for 6 years and 2 months without a payment. And that allowed me to, kind of continue to get the education that I needed to invest in myself for the coaching. And, working together, oh my goodness, as a new coach that had never promoted herself, that was just like, I'm just going to be a mom. And not that it's just a mom, but like I never saw myself as a business person. There was a lot that he had to work through in getting more visible and talking about what I'm doing in sales. And so there was just a whole lot of time that we had together when I was, going through all of this and as a single mom. And he's so good. He's so faithful. And so he's just shown up time and time again. And, about 2 years ago, I was able to finally quit that full-time job and do this, as my career and really, truly leaning into who I believe he created me to be.
Oh, that's a beautiful story. I love that. Yeah. And like you said, there's so much that we have to learn and we have to become comfortable with going from non-business owner to business owner. And it is amazing how much of it spills over into other areas of our lives and helps grow our relationship with the Lord and our relationships with others. It's like, okay, I thought I was learning about sales, but here I am learning about all these other things.
Hey, yeah, so cool.
It is. So tell us about some practical and spiritual challenges. You went into some of those challenges previously. It sounds like you could really share a lot on that topic that you faced in the course of your business journey and how the Lord has been able to bring you through them.
Absolutely. So yes, number one was just, and I didn't know that this was a problem, right? But like my identity and my worth in who I thought I was as a wife. And, that was gone. And all of a sudden now I'm a kind of like a sick person. I had always seen myself as healthy, but it was like I was letting those experiences define me when it was truly I had to really lean into who God created me to be. What are his words? What are his promises? And just take those thoughts captive, renew my mindset, and man, the lies from the enemy growing up as, this girl that was, oh, I'm just a small town girl with nothing to say and nothing important to do. And, those are straight up lies from the enemy. So how do you get rid of them? How do you even find out what are you dealing with? If your life, if your business isn't maybe as fruitful as you've been wanting it to be or envisioned it to be, we just really have to look at what lies are we partnering with. Get rid of them. I had so many money mindset lies. That was actually another one of my coaching niches because I was so passionate about helping others find them, identify them, and like rip them out of the ground, throw them away, and get re-rooted in who God has made us to be. So that was probably the biggest thing. But yeah, then the second thing that I love to share on is making sure that when we're starting a service, a business, anything, is doing the market research and, all those silly worksheets about who's your avatar and what magazines does she watch? Like those kind of drove me nuts. So I always skipped them. But when I actually learned to like go out and talk to the people that you want to serve and just meet their needs. Where are they at? What are they dealing with? What are they struggling with? Their pain points. Okay, now I know. How can I fill that gap? How can I be someone that comes in and is like taking them by the hand and we're going to do this together? And so once I actually did that, that is when everything absolutely skyrocketed. And then it was just so easy. It was just, I always viewed sales as like gross and spammy, and I didn't want to do it. But like when you see that you are a problem solver, you are a solution to something they might be praying for, that'll change everything.
Yeah. And like you said, that market research allows you to learn what the problem is, and then you can come in and solve it. And that's so helpful. Um, and like you said, if you had held on to that identity or that lie of the enemy that you shouldn't be going out and doing these things, that you shouldn't be going and asking people what they need help with or anything like that, then how would you help all these people?
Yeah, exactly.
That is awesome. So I ask everyone to share their top three resources, tools, tips, strategies, just things that have really helped them in business. This can be something that you've created as a product. This can be something that you use daily, like an online tool or software, just whatever you think would be helpful to someone who is starting out their business journey or kind of leading to a point of leveling up.
Okay, awesome. The first one that I love to share is actually a niche visualization. I can share this with you and your the people that are listening,
Yes,
but
that sounds
it is
good.
actually an activation that's like, because again, so many times we're like, I want to work with who, and we're not maybe exactly sure, we don't have all the details, maybe it's a really broad niche and you've heard to niche down, and so it's just a beautiful visualization with God where he's actually showing you who he created you to be and is calling you to work with.
Yeah.
The second thing that I love to share is just doing daily business meetings with God. And it doesn't actually have to be daily. I started out doing weekly, but now I have found that it's so much more productive when we're working on things together. So you could do this on a Sunday for the week, or again, coming to him daily and just, number one, praise and gratitude. What's going well? What can we thank him for? And then, Lord, what's my focus for today? How do you see me, being used today? And then really kind of just listening to whatever he has for us. And then, okay, now we have our little to-do list. What's my focus and what's his? Because again, like he wants that intimacy in that relationship, and he doesn't want us to be doing it alone. So I'm always like, okay, Lord, go find me these clients, or send your messenger angels and like nudge the people who need to be in my Facebook group or watch my live or whatever it is. Like we just have so much power and authority in working with him, and I think we just don't realize it or understand it. So I do those daily kind of check-ins with him every single morning, and it gets me off on the right foot and focused on the right thing. Third, I would say I love utilizing a Facebook group. And that is really how I have grown the easiest in regards to finding my community, serving them well. I kind of, at first I was like, oh, I'm not enough of a expert or a coach to really have a group. Like, what am I going to say? But I just view it as like, this is my party. They're in my living room. I'm the host. How do I welcome them in? What do they need to hear today? And just, it kind of shifted things from like being this weird, stuffy, I want to try and sell you something, into like just authentic relationships. Like that's the number one thing first. I think for so many of us service, based providers, is they need to know us, like us, and trust us. And so I'm just a huge fan of Facebook groups and growing your group that way. I still have people join every single day that I don't know how they found me. And that just doesn't happen with an email list.
No, it
So I
doesn't.
really loved growing relationships there.
Yeah. And the conversation and interaction is so nice in a Facebook group.
Yes, amen.
And like you said, those genuine relationships, it is hard to build those online. So you really have to have, like you said, that heart for seeking that relationship and seeking to help someone and serve someone and learn how they need to be helped. And a Facebook group is a great way to do that. I love that.
Yeah.
So, can you give us some tips for how you actually start those conversations and how you kind of cultivate those genuine relationships in your Facebook group?
Yes, for sure. So a good impression, I just think means so much. When a person comes into my group, I have a welcome video. I want to make sure they're individually tagged in that so they know me, my heart for the group, my mission. What are my values? What do I even do? So it's a nice just way to get a little bit about me. I think video just conveys that a little bit easier than a post. So I'll tag them in there, but then I also go into Messenger. It's a little bit manual, but it definitely pays off. And I just do, an individual, hey, Sarah, I'm so glad that you're here. Tell me more about you and your business. Because number one, I'm genuinely interested. I love connecting people, or if they have a need, oh my gosh, I have a million resources to send them. But then the last question I ask is, how can I be praying for you and your business? I think just opening and asking an open-ended question like that, that just kind of sets you apart too, where it's not like, what's your biggest struggle in your business right now? Because that's kind of just a little setup for like,
Yeah.
oh, what can I pitch you? But it's
Yeah.
like, that is not even on the forefront of my mind when we're just getting to know each other. I just want to know about you personally, professionally, and then how can I pray? And then I'll send them a voice, recorded voice memo of the prayer. And I want that first interaction to just really be like, oh, this group might be different than any other ones that I've actually been in, so that they pay attention, because the algorithm, oh my goodness, people are busy and
Yeah.
things get lost. And so I think just creating a really memorable experience and introduction goes a long ways.
Right. And it all comes back to genuinely caring about those people. And you can tell just from in one short interaction with you that you care so much about the people that you serve. Whether it's in free spaces like a Facebook group or in like a paid product space, the key is how much you care about them.
Amen. Thank you.
So, what is the vision for the future of your business? Where is it going?
Oh boy. So I do like to do quarterly goals with God and let him tell me. It's funny, I'm doing this tomorrow.
Yay.
We're looking over the next 3 months. I think just having 90-day goals is how I work best, so I don't get too overwhelmed. But really, I started out as a really high ticket coach, and it's interesting because God's like, okay, there's others, and I was one of those others that I couldn't pay high ticket when I was first wanting to start out. So I'm offering now for the first time a low cost membership. So I just want, if a person knows this is what they want to do, this is what God's calling me to do, that they have, 3 different tiers of options of getting this done. So I wanted to never have to, present this price and have them be like, I can't pay that. And then be like, well, sorry. So that's just not my heart for anyone. And so it's exciting because now, I feel like I've created something that fits every single person if this is what they know they want to do.
Mhm. That is awesome. And like you said, having been in those places where investing at certain levels just wasn't an option, I've been there too. I think we all have at the beginning of our business journeys. We just can't justify those expenses sometimes. So, giving that opportunity will be so helpful. And we will be able to invest one of these days. Those people who are starting out in that membership, they may be able to come and invest one day. Um, at those higher ticket process. So that is exciting. Where can we connect with you online? I will link all of this down in the description and in the show notes eventually. But just so we can get an idea of where to find you, where can we connect with you?
So as I mentioned, I'm on Facebook the most. I would love to have anyone join my group. It's called the Profitable Christian Coach. And then my website is theprosperouscoachblueprint.com.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Kari. I appreciate you taking time to sit down and chat with me. And I know our listeners are going to be so excited to hear more about you and your story.
Thank you, Sarah. It's been really fun.
Thanks so much for joining us for the Branches in Business show today. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to join us inside the Branches in Business Facebook group, where we share updates about the show, as well as information on helping other people find and learn more about your Christian business. Inside the Facebook group, I share content marketing tips for Christian business owners, and we have tons of opportunities to connect with others and share the good things that you're doing in your business. You can go to Facebook and search Branches in Business to follow our Facebook page and join the group Branches in Business. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. That way you never miss an episode.